Imagine like the richest man on earth like is like, hey, listen to me and like we'll get out of this global pandemic. Like that sounds like something like that sounds like a super villain type beat. Like, oh, like I'm gonna save the whole world by poisoning them first, you know? But that's just a theory though. It's not fact. So my name's Sandra. My @ is at Nejart, so Nejeart on Instagram. I'm a painter, artist. I like to write sometimes. Sometimes I like to direct, creatively direct. But yeah, I like all things artistic. So anyone who does any kind of art, I'll appreciate it. It doesn't matter. Like as long as you like doing it, I love it. And that's like the gist. That's like the basics. That's a great question. That is a very, very great question. I guess like if there's like maybe if there's somebody who understands or somebody who's always ready to understand, if that makes sense. Like some people are just already set in their ways of understanding certain things, or they're not flexible. Like if you're somebody who's super stubborn or super like, you know, into themselves only and they're not really looking to learn, like I feel like that's so corny. Like come on now. Like I think somebody who's like open and not afraid of honesty, like somebody who's just like, you know, like fluid person, if I had to give one word. Yeah, I think whenever you see like the best people who are really good at what they do, they're actually also like still like students, which I consider myself like somebody who never wants to stop learning. So I think like the reason why I call myself a painter is because like it's not like a statement, it's like I feel like it's more like a verb. Like I'm doing it like right now consciously as a person. Whenever I look at things, like especially because of the classes I've taken and like how like it's been drilled into me to like look at things differently as a painter, like everything that I look at and everything that I interact with like in a painterly way. Like I'll try to look at things and like try to like assess the color, try to assess the light, where is it going, where is it leaving. Like it's just like a continual like action. I feel like the confidence of like asserting myself as a painter is because I'm like actually putting effort into seeing things as a painter and living my life as a painter. It's kind of, I feel like I'm being a little bit confusing, but like I feel like that's the only real way I can explain it. Like I'm actively trying to live like a painter, so that's why I feel like I am a painter. Yeah. This virus was created by Bill Gates, guys. Woo! So I don't know if you know that, but that's what it is. He talked about okay, not to say that like it sounds plausible, like because he talked about how there'd be like what's it called, pneumonia kind of influenza that would go over the globe, and like he's like, let's like, you know, put the population down, like we need to like figure out this thing, and like I think there was also like this like weird science trial he tried to do in India where he was like going to like tribes of people who were like very like traditional and who don't use like the internet and stuff, and like they were like poking people with needles. It's just a lot of really weird stuff that like Bill Gates is like involved, and I think he also like is kind of like somehow connected to like Epstein. So it's just a lot of really weird stuff. And like imagine like the richest man on earth like is like, hey, listen to me and like we'll get out of this global pandemic. Like that sounds like something like that sounds like a super villain type beat. Like, oh, like I'm gonna save the whole world by poisoning them first, you know? But that's just a theory though. It's not fact. I think a real friend says what you don't want to hear when you need to hear it. And I think also like a real friend is also, they're also gonna like always celebrate you Like, even when you don't want to celebrate yourself, I think that's what a real friend is. Like, at least that's what I try to do with my friends. And I try to, like, I remember the first, like, few years of our friendship, I'd always be like, yo, what's one thing I could do that could ruin our friendship? And, like, as the years went on, like, they couldn't really answer anymore. And at first I was like, dude, like, answer. But now I'm like, no, because they would already tell me if I was doing something wrong. Like, they would already be like, yo, like, that's weird. Like, stop doing that. So it's like, I already have, like, people who tell me, like, the tough things, like, before I get, like, you know, surprised type of thing. So, yeah. Like, someone like R. Kelly, to be honest, because he has so much music. Like, he's written so many songs for people, and what's that one song? He has this one song with Celine Dion that, for some reason, I used to love Celine Dion when I was a kid. I don't really understand it, but she's the diva, and I was into her. And he has a song with her, and I used to sing that song all of the time. So when all of this really came, like, everyone knew that he peed on that girl, but, like, when, like, we really knew that he peed on her, like, it was just tough. It was like, damn, like, this dude is really out here doing weird shit. So I would say R. Kelly, to be honest. Like, waste of talent.